Neil Horan here on 93.6 FM, Slow Hands, and it is time to chat to Nedebe. He is the chairman of Investment Fund Africa. Good morning.
Morning, Donnie.
Neil, how are you? Good, and you?
I had a good cup of coffee, so I'm ready.
So you're amped. You're
Absolutely.
Good. Okay, Neil, so let's start off. A lot of people don't know you. We just off air, we spoke about all your journeys that you traveled and to Dubai and back now.
Yeah.
So just give us a brief introduction of who Nedebe is.
Oh, goodness. Homegrown. Stellenbosch boerebootjie. Absolutely. I think I was intended to be a farmer.
Okay.
And then, because I couldn't do maths. So I left maths. Because I couldn't count. And the first day at farm school, agriculture, they made us count sheep. So I might as well have stayed in maths. So, homegrown. Went through a lot of opportunities, went to the army like the normal people, joined the struggle, decided to be an absolute rebel, formulated an ideology of everybody's equal, everybody's the same.
Yes.
That put me into the political schemes of life, still involved a little bit in politics. Because I believe we all should be a little bit involved in our country. Mm-hmm. Very much an entrepreneur. Love business. Love growing businesses from nothing. So I'm not waiting for anybody to die so that I can make money. I'm not going to inherit anything.
Yes.
I'm not going to get any money from everybody. So I'm one of those that slogged it out from the start. A lot of failures, bit of success. And today, went overseas, got a concept 6 years ago and started now one of the most prolific international funds for Africa in the world, and brought it back to Somerset West.
And that is Investment Fund Africa.
That's the IFA.
So can you provide me with an overview just of exactly what Investment Fund Africa is?
Donnie, it's very simple. They say some of the most complicated matters on earth are actually simple. We complicate them. Mm-hmm. So plain and simple, I, about 12 years ago, got involved in Africa. Was at the African Union. Partook in something called NEPAD, wrote the new economic plan for Africa, and then stumbled on the ideology that I'm an African.
Yes.
And all of us are. And we should be doing something as Africans for Africa. Every day I get told how bad our country is, how bad our continent is, how no opportunities exist, and I'm the proof that anybody with just a mind can do something. And 6 years ago, I decided to get up and say, we need to rebuild not South Africa only, but the continent.
Yes.
But for that, we need money. And I then decided I'm going to go into fund management, start getting people across the world that will back me and support me, because Africa is going through the new African economic renaissance. Fantastic. And that's what the IFA is.
That's basically the backbone of it.
That's the backbone.
Okay, so what is the current mission? If you have to sum it up, what's the mission of the IFA?
So the mission is basically twofold. We raise capital across the world, and then we put that money into projects across the continent of Africa only. We're an African fund.
Wonderful.
And we only put money in infrastructure development projects. And currently we're standing on $1.5 billion US. So put that in rand. It's about a 25 billion rand fund committed to actually in 2019 start rolling out. And in 5 years, Donnie, we will be $5 billion US strong, and we will be building this continent piece by piece so that we can be competitive.
I love this positivity.
Absolutely.
I love it. Neil, I see the word ACOL. I hope that I pronounce it right.
Correct.
So what exactly does it, what does it mean?
It's an IFA terminology.
Okay.
And it was created exactly 16 meters away from you in our head office, which is just next to you. And I sat there one day and I went, Donnie, everything is about one thing, the circle of life. You know what I'm saying? The Lion King. It's the circle of life. And what we did at the IFA is we went down and said, what is the African circle of life in infrastructure development?
Yes.
What is the African circle of life on education, on health? So ACOL, ACOL, is what the IFA looks at when we say, how do we start the circle of life of a farmer? Jy plant 'n tamatie.
Yes.
Jy pluk 'n tamatie en jy groei 'n tamatie en dan verkoop jy daai tamatie. So it's the circle of life where you can grow a tomato, pick a tomato, deliver a tomato, sell the tomato, and actually harvest that tomato on a circle of life.
Until the end product.
Until the end product.
That's it.
And that is where Africa misses it. They allow us only to do a segment. They don't allow us to do the full circle, and we want to be in the value chain, and that's what the IFA invests in.
Wonderful. That's just incredible. I love this side of it, and it's just giving back as well.
Sure.
And that's exactly what you say. So if you have to say in your own words, now, I mean, it's sort of, you want to say it's subjective, but it is not. If you have to say, what is the unique selling points of the IFA and also the differentiators from other investment funds?
I think you can differentiate by 5.
Okay.
We are African. So this fund is registered as an African fund. Our global head office is in Mauritius, so we're a Mauritius fund. The reason for that is because Mauritius is part of Africa. It's part of the African continent. It's an African state, and it has started to do something which Dubai did 8 years ago. And that is that it had started a financial hub center for the continent, and it is growing. So we have registered. Our head office is in Mauritius, in Port Louis. And our African office is right here, which I obviously am the group chairman of and the global head.
Yeah.
And that is the one thing that I'm very proud of, is we are truly African. We are proudly African.
That's true.
Secondly, we only invest in projects that are going to make a difference for the man on the street at the end of the day. Be it a harbor, be it an airport, be it a road, and be it farming and agriculture. We look at that. That's the second selling point, infrastructure.
Yeah.
Thirdly, we're a private fund. We are not stuck to bureaucracy. Yes, we deal with government, but we deal with government in the sense of training government. Governments at this current moment do not know everything.
Yeah.
Maybe they should start listening to the people that can.
Yes.
And lastly, we give back.
Yeah.
We give back.
And
So it's not about the money.
one.
Yeah, sure, when you say it's about the money, of course it's about the money. But what it is about is making sure that when we blend money and borrow money, that we say we do it with care.
That, Neil, I think that's a core characteristic of South Africans. We like to give back, isn't
Ubuntu.
it? I think,
It's
yeah,
Ubuntu.
exactly.
And
It's
that's
Ubuntu.
why I've got a foundation.
That's
We now
wonderful.
started the IFA Foundation. And the place that we as a company based in Somerset West should start is the Helderberg region.
Wonderful.
And for the past 2 years, we've built a house a year. We've built one in Philippi, gave it off. We last year built a house in Guguletu. We gave it off. And this year, I'm proud to announce that in 2019, we are building our first house in the Helderberg region for a family that does not have that.
That's
and
incredible.
that's investment in people. Business do business.
Yes.
People do people.
Give back. Neil, thanks a lot for coming in. I know we're time running out, but how can we get in contact with you? You're 15 meters away, you say, or what? 15 just around the
Absolutely.
corner,
Next
basically.
to the shopping
But how
centre.
can we get in contact, and where are you exactly situated?
So we are in the Beachhead head office group, right next to Sanctuary Mall. That's our head office.
Yeah.
I always say to my staff, I fight to stay at home because I'm not here. But you can reach us on our email address. I think that's the best.
Okay.
It's info@ifa.africa.
Okay.
info@ifa.africa. If not, you can just go to www.ifa.africa. Find us on our website. And one more thing, Donnie, and thank you for the great opportunity, by the way. It's good to be home.
Yes.
And have such great spirits with us in your radio station. But
Thanks.
can I ask you, we are also very much big into entrepreneurship. So if there's any entrepreneurs in the Helderberg, we are looking next year at really looking after them. And also the businesses creating websites and stuff like that. So contact us, don't be afraid, and we really want to add value to the Helderberg community.
Wonderful. Go to www.ifa.africa and you can reach Neil and his team there. Neil, thanks a lot for coming in, and thanks for spreading this positivity in this area. I love it. It's just incredible. Keep going, and we'll chat again, definitely.
Love Radio Helderberg. Without Radio Helderberg, there's just no Helderberg. You know what I mean?
Wonderful. Thanks, Neil. Enjoy.